Hey, thanks for watching Numbskull News. And today we are back into the Big 12 versus Pac-12 versus the ACC in a contest where only those three conferences exist. And we're to use my point system to decide who the best conference is and track it all year long. I will put in the description of the video how my point system works if you give a damn. All right, so let's go. Week 10, baby. All right, let's start with the Big 12. We got Texas still at the number one spot with 96 points. We got Oklahoma State coming off a gigantic win. Bedlam, they win the final Bedlam, 54 points. At number 3, Kansas, just 1 point behind them and above OU. Speaking of which, they have fallen to the 4th spot. And right under their ass is Kansas State, who they gave Texas all they wanted. However, I think it was a kind of a bad call by Kleiman to go for it there in overtime instead of kicking a field goal and going to a second overtime. May have been a smarter way to go. At number 6, West Virginia with 15 points. Number 7, BYU, -2, still hanging around. At number 8, Iowa State, -3 points. At 9 is Texas Tech. 10 is Houston. Both of those have -10 points. Number 11, TCU. They're in the dregs, -11. At 12 is UCF, -21. At 13, and somehow Baylor is not the worst team with -37. At 14 is Cincinnati. My God in heaven, -58 points. That's horrendous. Now let's get to the pack. You got Washington, 108 freaking points. I mean, they are killing it. They are killing it. Number 2, Oregon. They're not going away, 96 points. Oregon State finds its way at number 3 with 60 points. And number 4, future Big 12 team Arizona Wildcats, 54 points. Utah still hanging around at number 5 with 47 points. USC, boy, they ain't doing jack this year, 42 points. Number 7 is UCLA, 32 points. And now we go to the fallen Colorado Buffaloes. Man, they cannot get out of their own way. They can't win at home. They can't win on the road. They're in trouble. The offensive and defensive lines just suck, -16 points. At number 9 is Washington State, -22 points. At 10, Stanford, and not the worst team, by the way, -38. Arizona State, -47. Good grief. And Cal bringing up the rear, -50. And now we come to the ACC. You got number 1, still number 1, Florida State with 105 points. Number 2, Louisville, standing strong, but 64 points. They are a ways away from the number 1 spot. Duke, 27 points. Way away from it. Number 4, Boston College, 18 points, but they're number 4. Come on. NC State, number 5. Look at this crap. Georgia Tech, number 6 with 13 points. Holy crap. Miami lost another one, 11 points. UNC, right? They're kind of mid, right in the middle of the pack. Number 9, Clemson beats Notre Dame. I mean, just came out of nowhere to beat Notre Dame. That was incredible. Number 10, Virginia Tech, -19 points. Number 11 is Wake Forest with -24. Number 12, Syracuse, -26. Virginia, still not the worst team, -30. And right there next to them is Pitt, -32 points. All right, ladies and gentlemen, now it is time for the top 25 of Week 10. This margin is close. Washington with 108 points is number 1. You got Florida State at number 2. Oregon and Texas, both 96 points, 3 and 4 respectively. Number 5 is Louisville with 64 points. Oregon State in the top 10 with 60 points. Look at this crap. Arizona, come on, Mr. Jed Fish. Number 7 with 54 points. Oklahoma State, y'all. Oklahoma State's in the top 10. 54 points. Number 9, Kansas, also in the top 10. Notre Dame falls, but they are still there. Number 10. Oklahoma, no longer in the top 10. Goodbye, Oklahoma. So much for your playoffs. At number 12, Utah, 47 points. USC also falls out of the top 10, 42 points. Kansas State standing strong. A loss to Texas, but they fought their ass out. Number 14. Then we got UCLA with 32. And Duke, number 16. Number 17, Boston College. At 18, West Virginia. Still in the top 25, damn you. Number 19, NC State. At 20, Georgia Tech. They just won't go away. Miami falls to 21. UNC at 22. Look at this crap. Clemson is back in the top 25 with that huge win. Number 23. BYU, die hard at 24 with -2 points. And number 25, Iowa State, still with their fingernails. Number 25 with -3 points. So as you can see, people, it's crazy week. Crazy week. I mean, Georgia got pushed. LSU got beat down by Alabama. I mean, all kinds of crazy stuff happened all over the country. But the Big 12, the Pac-12, and the ACC, shit was popping off. All right, well, let me give you the breakdown like I do every week. The Big 12 have 8 teams inside the top 25. The Pac-12, for the first time, fall under that. They have 7 teams in the top 25. The ACC has 9 teams inside the top 25. But before the ACC starts feeling themselves too much, the Pac-12, yes, they only have 7 teams, but those 7 teams are located inside the top 15. And that includes 4 teams inside the top 10, and they got 2 inside the top 5. You got Washington at number 1, and you got Oregon at number 3. So they're doing pretty damn well. The Big 12 themselves have 3 teams inside the top 10 and 5 inside the top 15. Then you got West Virginia at 18, and of course you got 2 teams barely holding on at 24 and 25. But if you look at the ACC, they only got 2 teams, 2 inside the top 15. Everything else is under that. The other 7 teams, they're taking up spots between 16 and 23. So, yeah, they did a good job getting 9 teams in, but but there's not a whole lot towards the top. Now, I got to give them credit. You got Florida State at number 2, and you got Louisville at number 5. So those two are inside the top 5. So really, this thing is still extraordinarily close. All right, I can almost consider this a tie all the way around. But because the Pac-12 has all 7 of their teams inside the top 15, I think you have to give it to them. In the Big 12 and the ACC, it may just be a little too close to call right now. I would rather be the Big 12 with more teams higher up, but the ACC isn't doing bad. Anyway, that's all I got for this competition this week. See you next week. Goodbye.